My mama hated the country because of her childhood.
That's crazy.
Right. But she still had to raise one of us to figure out how to reclaim everything without going through their system.
Mm. Mm. You know what? And I'm glad that you said that, because I'm about to pull up this. I'm about to pull up the part of the picture that you want to share. But then I got a question that I wanted to ask you that I'm shocked that it never came to my Maria, to my spirit to ask, but I'm a damn sure ask today because it came. And it's funny. I meant to ask several times before, even if it was an off-air conversation. But it didn't. I guess it wasn't meant to be until tonight. But it's definitely going to be
exactly what to do to get the receipt on the screen.
Oh, I know. I've seen you do it on other shows.
But people be swearing up and down and making this stuff up.
Yeah, but see, it ain't meant for them, and that's why I talk about, like, this is for the people.
No, sometimes it's just so overwhelming to hear it for the first time that it just sound. This is the cognitive dissonance talking. It sounds totally insane.
Yeah.
And then you got another factor. The other factor is smart people sound crazy to dumb people.
Yeah, that's facts.
And then you got another factor. Dumb people that know they dumb. Mm-mm. Dumb people don't know they dumb.
Nope.
Right? So if you know how to dumb them down, they won't never know they being dummies.
Mm-mm.
Idiots.
Yeah, and that's real too. And then they want to go like pretty much want to sacrifice you because you do know a little something. You know what I'm saying? Or you do have access to some information. And then don't you damn sure better not have no real receipts either. You better don't do that. I don't think you should never do that again.
Look, I be telling people all the time, every day, I don't care if you disagree with me. We ain't all supposed to agree on everything anyway. And anybody that ever tell you that you supposed to believe everything come out their mouth, they the problem, not the solution. I came to solve problems, not to create new ones.
That's facts. Big facts.
I put a post up last year, and it said, I came to help people that solve people's problems, solve the people's problems, coming to find out that the people that was to solve people's problem is the problem now. Because they found out they can make money not solving the problem.
Man, I just had that conversation a couple of days ago about people who do that. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people like in social media influencer circles that are so-called influencers who are, I guess, financial literacy, or, you know what I'm saying, like learning how to do a lot of different business things, but they really ain't doing what they say that they doing, or what they charge people making money off of doing. Like, they don't really have receipts. They just know how to talk a good talk, but they ain't really got no receipts showing that they've actually done, you know, the things that they've pretty much stealing money from with people. You know what I mean? So that's a real thing, man. But then when those that come that do know it, or, you know what I'm saying, like, then it's an issue, right? That's the problem. That's the bad guy.
Look, when scientists be hearing me talk, they get giddy. How did you make that so simple? Like, little kids can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I was having dinner. My mom was in Henry Ford Hospital, and I was up there with her because she was having issues before her liver transplant, right? So I'm sitting at the table by myself. Here these three young doctors come in. They working on a case with a patient. And I'm sitting there listening to them. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just listening to them, right? And when they was going through the prognosis, one of them turned around and asked me what I think. So now I'm having a full-fledged diagnostic conversation with three doctors. And when they got ready to get up and leave, and they was like, they told me what college they graduated for, where they went to med school, and then they were like, where did you go? And I was like, I didn't. The same thing happened to me in 1200. I was in the courthouse with my ex, right? And we went down to get breakfast before court start in the cafeteria. Mm-hmm. And the lawyer was sitting there going over the case, and he was like, man, I know I could beat this case, man, but I just can't see it. So now I was like, well, without telling me your client name, can you tell me about the case? We're going through the case. And back then, I was fresh out the joint, so I was fresh out the law library. I'm quoting cases off the top of my head. I can't do it now because I haven't used it in damn near 20 years, right? So I say, look this case up, this case up. And he was pulling them up on his laptop. And he was cross-referencing what I was saying and what the case was. He's like, man, you're a fucking genius, man. He was like, where'd you go to law school? I was like, I've never seen a law school in my life.
Man, listen. Man, look, hey, shout out to one of my other partners, man. Matter of fact, I might have told you about him either yesterday or today when we spoke, but me and him was chopping it up. That was last night, I think. We were talking last night. Me and him was chopping it up. He was like, man, he was like, bruh. He like, boy, that goddamn Rod Hayes, man. He like, bruh really is a whole encyclopedia. He like, I seen one of your listeners or guests or somebody say something about it. I was like, bruh. I said, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't too many people, and I've been blessed. You know, I'm gonna give homage, man. I've been blessed to talk to some very, very powerful, prolific minds. You know, and chop it up and interview. And I'm like, man, bro. I'm trying to think. I can't think of too many people that I can ask a lot of questions. I ask a lot of damn questions. I don't think all of them are easy either, but I just know that the person I'm asking, I feel confident that they have the ability to answer. I like, but that dude. I mean, I don't know. It might have been one time. This just happened recently where there was one thing that you didn't go all the way in on. I was like, what? But before that, I had already made that comment before that. And I was like, hey, the only one I ever asked a question that had something for every damn thing. Every pitch I throw, he hitting that motherfucker. I'm like, God, I'm trying to throw screwballs, curveballs, sliders, change up, but still rocking the ball. I'm like, God damn.
Look, I was a team leader at GM, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every day I'm answering questions for the team about the cars we build in the park we working on. That's regular. But then we have like regular conversations too. One day one of my team members called me up and said, well, come here, man. He asked me something about some nutrition, and I started going into different vitamins and stuff. Then he turned around and he was like, man, where are you from, man? You know too much stuff about too much stuff to not be somebody important. Yeah, man, that was one of them days right there.
look, the tribe, they agree, they in agreement. Because look, when I was saying that, I was pulling up some work from Doc that I'm gonna bring on the screen in a minute, but I wasn't even looking. I wasn't even looking at the comments because I was pulling up the some research. But they were saying, shout out to High Priestess. She like they were like, oh, this totally resonated. No flood, my soul. Yeah, that's how we get down. High Priestess one. That's what we do, man. And I appreciate you, for showing up and showing love too. But yeah, you see. Oh man, but check this out. So we've talked about cloning and stuff like that before on here, and you shared some things that some people probably they might be like, man, you don't know what the hell they talking about, da da da, this and that, da da da. But I'm like, I ain't finna question the dude because I know, like, as far as what I know, the things that I know, he be going ham on a lot of that stuff, and he's spot on with a lot of it, stuff that I know that I have receipts for, and that I know. So I know we have mentioned before, you and I, about well, actually, you brought it to the floor about Barack being a clone, and I think
Akhenat's clone.
right. So I think some people might believe it. Some people might be like, it's bullshit. I don't know. Really don't care. But I'm going to share some receipts real quick because I got them right here. In regards
Well,
to
I was about the signals, huh?
look, look, I got it queued up, ready to go. Look, I just got to get it up in the doggone platform because the one I'm about to share is deep because it's all about the cloning. Well, I mean, it got a lot in it, more than the clones. Many people that look just like people from here. It blew my mind. One of them looked so much like my homeboy. I had to take a picture of the dude. We was in traffic. He was in another car. I had to take a picture of the dude to send it to my homeboy here. And normally we be chewing each other. We talk nothing but we talk cash at each other all day, every day. A
So
true
the difference is this: a clone is an artificial twin
right.
made in the laboratory.
That's too, baby. Right.
Right. A phenotype is the same tribe normally. People when it's from a similar tribe, from neighboring tribes, they have similar features.
Right.
Right. So when you start spreading people around the world, the tribe is broke up So you start seeing people from around the world that look like each other because they're not in their tribal community no more. But
That's deep.
remember, cloning used to be called twigging first.
Twigging or twinning?
Yeah,
Twigging?
twigging.
What
Yeah,
is
it
that?
means twinning, but it's called twigging. The term was borrowed from botany. Botany is growing plants and stuff,
Yeah.
right? And
Hmm.
twigging was how they would attach one limb to a tree that's a different tree and make it grow with that tree as if it was part of it.
I'm about to slam my hat on the floor. Because that's funny. I was going to ask when we was talking about something earlier. Oh, when we were talking about the genders. And I think I just learned this like within the last 6 months, bro. And it might have been on one of these podcasts. I can't remember who it was, but I remember somebody was talking about, I think it was one of the elders. I can't remember. But anyway, they were talking about trees and how trees had sex. Like you have male and female trees. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what? I was blown. But I think it was Baba Tolu, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to the Balagoon. But I remember him like breaking that down, and I remember we spoke about it, and then ever since then, I would always look at trees because he was able to show me in his yard the difference
How to
between a
tell the
male
female
tree.
from the male?
Yeah, bro. When I saw it, I'm like, yo, this crazy, bro. Because I never knew trees had male, female genders. I mean, I know all of nature does, bro, but I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But now that I know,
I'm going to tell you something else that's going to blow your mind about trees. If
mm,
you cut the big mama tree down, you upset the whole forest.
that part I knew.
When you cut the old lady tree down, the old lady tree, when you cut that down,
Mm-hmm.
it makes so many trees unrelated. They're not even the same species of tree.
Mm-hmm.
But when you cut her down, you also kill a sizable portion of the forest with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, because shout out to Wuna, man. She she's very powerful too. She's a daughter of the IJ. I mean, but I remember we had matter of fact, it was on our private community call, and it was funny because she was about to kick my ass too because I had cut down a tree in my backyard, and she was like, "Did you ask that tree permission to cut it down?" I was like,
Oh,
"Nah." I said, "What?"
she calling
I
you
said,
on the culture, baby.
"Bruh, it's a couple people on this call right now that was on that call too. But the good what saved me is like, look, I apologize, but I didn't know. You know what I mean? So when that happened, I wasn't where I am in my spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? So I had no idea. She was like, okay, all right, well, yeah, they're gonna give you a pass because you didn't know. But boy, but I was like, now I know because even like for us in the Yoruba or Ifa Sheshe tradition, whenever we're working with the plants, we're working with like Osiyon, right? That's the deity over the plants. We have to get permission. Like there's certain things that we have to do to make sure that we appease him before we even deal with anything that has to do with the plants. Because just like all the other elements, we have to appease whatever deity, whatever energy that we're working with. There's certain access codes that have to be granted for us to get to it. So now I know, but back then I didn't know. But boy, she was ready to give me the business, man. I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know. But man, but I say all that to say,
If you ever be on the bison farm, they got this when it's time for a male bison to force his life to an end.
mhm,
He stand on the hill, right? And he just be staring into nothing for a while. And then he goes into a full blown rage. You gotta kill him. He'll kill all other bison, elk, moose. He don't care. Anything come around him when he in that mind frame. That's how they used to sacrifice themselves for the tribes. The
mm,
spirit of the bison is the Tatanka spirit.
mm.
You know, Tatanka means the spirit of the bison. And the
I knew that
chiefs
name.
that was from the bison clans or the buffalo clans, as they called them later, they called them buffalo soldiers. They were of the Tatanka war spirit. They used to cloak themselves in the bison fields with bison pelts. And this is
Okay,
what gave rise to bison trades and hunting expeditions to slaughter the bison. The government was paying people to kill off all of the bison. And then when you do the research as to why would the government say kill off all of the bison, you find that they said the reason they killing off the bison because they was us. For every bison they kill one of us. Because in their mind they believe that they didn't believe we was camouflaged with bison skin. They thought we literally turned from bisons into humans and slaughtered them.
Bruh. I'm gonna show some tremendous respect to today, man, because shout out to Richard Stone again, because I'm telling you, you can't make this shit up. On the live stream me and him did, I don't even know how we got into it, but somehow the subject of, like, I think it started with the number 9. It had something to do, whatever it was, it triggered something in me to start talking about Yaya Oya. And I went into talking about her because of the 9, her being the representative of the ending and the beginning and the transformation, the death and the birth, the rebirth, the elements of the storm, how they stole stuff. I just went all into a whole rant and tizzy about it. But what's even more crazy, bro, is that I was in a meeting Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever, with some brothers, and we spoke about everything you just said, and they went into the bison and the buffalo story. But those who know the tradition also know that Oya is one of her animal symbol totems is the buffalo, like the bison, like the buffalo. So that you said that, and I know for a fact that I just had that conversation earlier tonight, and then 2 days ago. They really did sacrifice them for the sake of trying to not only eliminate the people, but the spiritual powers too, because they knew that the natives were familiar and connected spiritually to these animals. So they slaughtered them just like Hitler in the Nazi campaign. And they stood up on mountains, like mountains of like bison and
Bison
buffalo.
skull.
Yeah, skull. Like I'm like, bruh. Oh boy, they don't know what they got coming for. Ooh, cause you fucking with the wrong one. It ain't none of them to mess with, but that's the last and the wrong one you want to play with when you're doing stuff like that. And wasn't it used to be a wrestler named Tatanka?
Yep. Look, he got a WWE promo he cut. I can't find it nowhere. But his face paint was black and white, war paint. And he was going into this rant about how the tribes was done over here. And they let him talk for about 15 minutes. Man, he went in. This was back in like,
Had to be the 80s or 90s.
no, it was the 90s. It was like 98, 99.
Yeah,
I was sitting there, man. I almost caught the Holy Ghost in there listening to that. I was about to be flopping around like a fish on the floor.
bruh.
Ah, my Shiba Bakanda.
That's the wrong day to mess with, bro. Like for real. You don't mess with her because it's stated that she turns into a bison or a bill. Like she, you know what I'm saying? Like she has the ability to do so. But that's powerful.
The same story is told in a different tribe as the white buffalo woman. I actually
Yeah,
know the reincarnated white buffalo woman. She actually
yeah.
one of my Facebook friends.
Wow. One of my shout out to one of the Babas that was at the that I was in a meeting with, man.
Look,
He
when
shared.
she first contacted me, right, I'm like, every time she contacted me, right before she contacted me, I get some kind of communication with a white buffalo, whether it be real or something, and then her message will pop up. It'll either be a comment on a post or it'll be an inbox, right? And I went out like, "Who is you? Is you the white buffalo lady?" And she was like, "What did you talking about?" So then we started chatting about it, and when she started telling me about her history and her tribal affiliation and how her mom and them was grooming her, and I was like, "Holy, she the white buffalo lady."
Mm. Yeah, you got some connections too, boy. I know some before you said you be getting
I
in
keep
with.
telling people we back. The ancient
Yes,
ones have returned in modern bodies in modern times.
yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Empress Brady.
Yes, sir. Returning the
The
ancient
ancestors
ones.
on that side doing their thing.
Yes, sir. Look, so I gotta I would say high priestess, if it's me, really I think either one of us, but for me, you can send it Instagram. High priestess said, how can they send a picture of a beautiful bison skull? And if you're trying to send it now, I could send you an email address too, and I could put in the comments that I could probably access real quick. But the question earlier, Big Chief, that I'm shocked that I didn't ask it before. I said I meant to, but it just didn't happen. But it's on my spirit tonight. I'm glad that it came back. But the story of you becoming Chief Pontiac. Can you kind of
Mm-hmm.
share, the backstory behind it? Because all this time I've been calling you Big Chief from the day I met you, but and I know Chief Pontiac and all that, but I never asked the story. So that's kind of like I'm blown away by myself. Like, how you ain't never asked that question? So I'm curious.
I had went over this on several different platforms, right?
Okay.
And then somebody took all of the clips and put them together, and they titled it "Rod Hayes: How I Became Chief Pontiac," and it got all of the little pieces of the story put together in one reel.
I say, yeah, I'll pull it up.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to you so you can post it in the comments.
Okay.
Because I really don't want to go over it again.
I got you. Yeah, I'll do that. High Priestess said her son is a great. Yeah, I'm gonna share it real quick. High Priestess, I'm gonna put it in the chat. And then let me see. All right, I'm pulling that up right now. High Priestess, I'll get it to you in a minute. Put it in the comments, and then let me see. And then also,
all right, I sent it to you. You put it in the comments.
Okay, I'll put that in there too.
So, just a little thing about chiefs. All the chief is the head of the household at home.
Okay.
You're not a public chief until you call to do public service for the people based off what you've learned in your life. When I was in the penitentiary, they called me Dr. Rod to Walker University. Right? Now we get to now Chief Pontiac Rod Hayes, and the chief, the leader of this family, have to first be signed off by the parents and siblings. Then they sent to go stay with relatives. And when the relatives determine that they're going to be a competent leader, they sign off on them. Then they send them to the community. When the community examine you, they put you through the rigmarole to determine if they're going to accept you as a chief. Then when your community accepts you as a chief, they send you out to other communities to be tested and tried by other chiefs according to their skill set and their specialty. Angel Bay sent G. Kirk in Motown to check my chin, and he didn't even know that. He didn't even know my mama was his auntie. Right? He was married to my cousin, and he knew my mama real well, but he didn't know who I was when he seen me. But he checked my chin. So any of you Stones in Motown that know G. Kirk, ask him about a Maggie nephew who chin he checked back in the day. He found out that the chin was solid and the right wasn't half